At some point in life, all of us will attempt to stop an undesired habit or acquire a new one. However, changing habits can be difficult. For instance, research has found that only 8% of people who set New Year's resolutions actually accomplish them. Globally, more than 70% of organizational change efforts also fail. To help you make successful habit changes and assist others to do the same, let us look at 11 mistakes to avoid when changing a habit, based on what we have learned from neuroscientific research. To start off, it is important to understand how habits are formed. The brain hardwires everything that we repeatedly do. This is how the brain automates behavior to form habits. The more often you perform an action, repeat a thought, or behave in a certain way, the more it gets physically wired into your brain. Every time you act in the same way, a specific neural pattern is stimulated and becomes strengthened in your brain. Making meaningful and long-lasting change therefore depends on your ability to identify and perform new behaviors until they become the automated new habits you desire. When doing this, there are 11 common mistakes you need to avoid. Mistake number 1. Trying to stop old habits instead of creating new ones. Because of the brain's neuroplasticity, whatever you focus on, repeat and think about, will grow and become stronger. If you're continuously focusing on the undesired habit, you're actually strengthening the neural pathways that enable that habit. The solution: identify a new habit that you desire and keep focusing on it. See yourself in the new desired state and work towards it, even if you fail at times. Mistake number 2. Attempting big leaps instead of taking baby steps. Making big changes all at once require a lot of brain energy, and you're likely to give up before you have developed a sustainable new habit. The solution: identify small and easy behaviors that you can repeat until they become the new habit. The easier and more doable, the more likely you are to continue. Mistake number 3. Attempting to change a habit forever instead of for a short measurable time. Having long-term goals are fine, but when it comes to changing habits, it can be overwhelming to look too far ahead. If a goal seems too draining, your brain will find an excuse to quit. The solution: a fixed period works better than forever. Turn the new behavior into something you can countermeasure. Track one step, one day, 1 week, then a month. Don't break the chain. Mistake number 4. Having abstract ideals or pie-in-the-sky dreams instead of creating smart goals. Just about everyone has goals. Yet we often fail to achieve them. A common reason for this is that what people see as goals are often just vague dreams or ideals that doesn't instigate action or drive completion. The solution: set smart goals by making them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time-bound. This way you are turning your goals into actionable steps. Mistake number 5. Underestimating the power of triggers. A lot of our thoughts, behaviors and habits are triggered by things we see, hear, smell, feel or taste. These triggers cause our brains to release dopamine, which draws us to repeat the habit, even if it is a habit we're trying to change. The solution: identify and avoid triggers for your unwanted habits. Then select something you are already doing every day, to act as a trigger or reminder for your new behaviors. Mistake number 6. Ignoring the impact of your environment. Your physical environment, where you sleep, where you work, and the people you interact with daily, contain strong triggers that can keep you stuck in the same habit loop for many years. The solution: if necessary, change your environment and your routine to make it easier to change your behavior and form new habits. Mistake number 7. Relying on willpower for long-term change. Having strong willpower is great, but it is not enough for lasting change. When you're low on energy, get distracted, or run into obstacles, you're likely to find an excuse not to carry through. The solution: pretend willpower doesn't exist. Focus on the small steps you've identified and continue to repeat them until they become automated and the new habit is fully formed. Mistake number 8. Relying on motivation for change. Like willpower, motivation can come and go. Motivation is great to get you started, but if the change requires too much energy over time, motivation alone will not be enough, and you may give up on your goals altogether. The solution: counter a lack of motivation with existing triggers and easy new behaviors. By taking small, doable steps, you are more likely to keep going and eventually succeed. Mistake number 9. Believing that information leads to action. As humans, our decisions and actions are always the result of both rational and emotional thinking. Acquiring knowledge and information can be great for personal growth, but seldom leads to sustainable change if not combined with at least some level of emotional motivation. The solution: dig deep into your emotional centers when you think about the new habit. What will it feel like, look like, sound like, and even taste like? Make these positive images vivid and clear and recall them often to trigger dopamine reward responses in your brain. Mistake number 10. Thinking that changing habits is impossible. Whether you believe that changing habits is possible or not, you are right. Changing habits can be hard, but because of our brain's neuroplasticity, it is possible. Successful change requires a positive mindset. Lacking that, failure is imminent. The solution: change is not that difficult if you are using the right strategies. Decide what you want to change, identify small steps, and identify a daily trigger. Celebrate each small success. Mistake number 11. Trying to do it by yourself. Habits take between 12 and 254 days to form, and people often run out of steam before that. Having a coach or an accountability partner with whom you check in weekly can increase your chances for successful habit change with between 70 to 90%. The solution: work with a coach or find a trusted and reliable accountability partner. Agree on a specific day and time to check in with them, and stick to that. Call us now or send an email for more about our coaching and leadership development options. The Strategic Leadership Institute. A brain-minded approach to 21st century leadership.